All right, let's get started. Thank you again for being here. We're doing our presentation today, continuing our exploration with career technical education, this time in San Diego. I'll mention this a little later on as well, but we have Harley here from the San Diego College of Continuing Education, and he'll do his presentation in a bit, but I wanted to just remind everybody, if you can, if you're able to turn your camera on, to mute yourself when you're not asking a question. And then you can always, I'll be monitoring the chat, so you can always ask your questions there. And of course, it's always great to get some feedback. So if you do have a reaction or you think this is a cool program, you can also engage with the emojis. And I think there's new updates to that, so we'll see them here. Of course, our mission here with KIPP Forward is to, together with families and communities, we create joyful, academically excellent schools that prepare students for the skills, with the skills and confidence to pursue the pathways that they choose, college, career, and beyond, so that they can lead fulfilling lives and build a more just world. You have probably heard a lot about college over the last couple of years. We're also wanting to build up the other areas of your knowledge, right? So you can have a better sense of what you want to do in the future, right? So this is part of that process as well. And this is our presentation today. So if you're in the LA area, I would especially pay close attention to this presentation, even though it's geared at an institution in San Diego, right? So a lot of the programs that they have here, they also have them for LA area schools. So I'm happy to connect with you offline after the presentation and talk to you to see what resonated and what really caught your eye as far as what you want to do for your future. But again, like, take this, all of this information is generally applicable for your future, right? And so if you have, I think Harley might talk about this later, but they also offer online programs for certain vocations, right? So that might be an option for you, even if you're not directly in the San Diego area. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing, and I think I gave Harley access to our sharing process here. So let me know if I didn't, but I'm going to hand it off to you. Thanks.
No, Mr. Brian, thank you so much. You're a very organized person, and it tells, and thank you so much for that wonderful introduction to this presentation. So let me just get started by sharing my screen right here. Let's see here, and I don't need to share sound. So let's see, are you guys able to see my screen, see the presentation? It does say San Diego College of Continuing Education, correct? Now I am in full screen. So yeah, just to start off, like, I am a person who immigrated from the Philippines when I was 5 years old. And I came here, and like, for community college, I went to San Diego Mesa College. That's where I started off my education. And with the programs there, they helped me transfer to like UC Berkeley, and I came back and I decided to work for SDCCE, continuing education, just because of like the opportunities that we give to the San Diego community. And it's like very accessible, it's very equitable, and it's very high quality training that we offer. And that's what I love about our program. So I'm glad to be sharing with you guys today. So what is SDCCE? In case you guys have never heard of it before, a very snapshot idea of what it is a non-credit institution. So that means that the classes they take don't necessarily count for college credit courses, but there is like an opportunity to transfer those credits later on if they want to do pathways, like credit by exam is what it's called in the community college level. But the classes that they do take go directly towards a job certificate. That's what SDCCE is all about. You get job training for the hours that you invest into our classes. You have to be at least 17 and a half years old, and it's completely free. It's completely free to take our classes. And just because it's free doesn't mean like the quality goes down. It's actually very high quality education, just because our instructors believe in that mission statement, as well of like providing accessible opportunities for people that want to get into their dream industries. And these are professionals that have been working in like their respective fields for years. People that have worked for big four companies, started their own businesses, and like even like our IT director, our chair of the IT program, he used to be a director for Qualcomm, for example. So yeah, just a little bit of an idea about that. We offer 7 campuses across San Diego. So I heard that with this group, there's like a lot of like different population. There's a lot of like different areas that you guys might be living in. So this is just like a basic snapshot of like where our campuses lie. Our campuses specialize in like specific trades. If you've ever gone to our campuses before. So let's just start off with number 7, West City campus. That's in Point Loma. We offer culinary arts, child development, and clothing and textiles here, for example. Number 6, North City campus, which is like in the Claremont, the Arrow Drive area of San Diego. That's where you would go for digital design, information technology, IT. Number 3 is a very unique one, which is in Barrio Logan. That's where our healthcare careers are at. Certified nursing assistant programs and health unit coordinator, for example. Like the facilities there are like very like brand new. Like the classrooms actually look like hospital rooms, and like they actually use like hospital beds and mannequins and the state-of-the-art technology. So I'd recommend going there. And number 4 is our skilled and technical trades, which includes like welding, let's see, automotive, plumbing, and electricity, for example. But yeah, and we also offer high flex. So there are specific programs that are only hands-on, for example, like automotive and welding. Those are obviously only hands-on programs, but to answer your question that you had earlier about like what classes might you be able to take in person online, we have a program called High Flex, so that you for specific programs such as like business information technology, clothing and textiles, you can choose to be in person or online and have this exact same experience, because we install software inside of the classroom so that you can be on Zoom or in person and have the exact same experience. You get to see what the professor is doing in real time with the hemming machine, for example, in the clothing textiles classroom. And there are programs that you can take fully online, like small business planning to start your own business, some IT, some digital design programs you can do completely online as well. So I think this is a good place to stop and ask if there's any questions, if I'm going too fast, if everything's making sense so far. Good? Okay, cool. Awesome. So what do we offer? A basic snapshot of this is like high school diploma / GED equivalency for those who would like to continue with their high school diploma later on in the future. For some reason, they had to stop earlier on. English as a second language is a really big program of ours. We offer free courses for immigrants, refugees that are here in San Diego, community emeritus classes for people who are ages 55 and older, and over 70 career certificates. So I think the main area that you guys want to be looking at is over the 70 career certificates that we offer, because this is what's gonna get like your students like into jobs. Within 3 to 12 months, they can get a certificate and start working in like whatever job that they would like to do. So we're gonna go into like my favorite part of the presentation was actually going in depth into our different program areas. The first one that we're gonna review is digital media. So that's the name of the program, and in bullet point is the name of the certificates that each student can accomplish. So general digital design, front-end web developer, mobile application development, and programming with Python, which includes coding. So they're able to like create like applications from scratch, like on your mobile devices with this program. They can also develop like websites, for example, and like just get a good grasp of like that digital media like atmosphere. So yeah, this is like a really great introduction to marketing, introduction to graphic design for community college in the future. But yeah, that's digital design. I'm just gonna keep moving forward if I don't see any questions. Next one is skilled and technical trades. So this one includes like heating, ventilation, air conditioning, HVAC, as you may know it, welding, pipe metal, gas metal, tungsten, which is over like thousands of degrees in temperature. I'm not sure how it works, but like you can basically work in like the shipyard industries, space engineering, for example, like building the parts for that, electronics and plumbing. This is like mainly out of the ECC campus, which is like the hoodie that I'm wearing right now, you see. And the ECC campus is the one that's based on Ocean View Boulevard down south. You guys know where that is? And we can go back to the map later on. And this also includes like a pre-apprenticeship program. So one of the student services programs that we offer is Gateway. They actually offer a pre-apprenticeship program, which is the video that you're seeing right now, which gives students an opportunity to prepare for apprenticeships within their respective fields. Like, so as soon as they finish their programs, they're able to get a full-time job. And yeah, there's no questions. I'm just gonna keep moving forward. Child development. I like to mention at this point that you don't have to think about our programs or classes just as like going to college or getting a job certificate, but just to basically learn like life skills. So if you plan on having kids one day, if you have siblings, if you have young children in the family that you have an obligation to take care of, this is a very good program to take, just because you get to learn like how to nurture the environment of children ages 0 to 5 years old, see like how to teach them how to like, yeah, basically like have the perfect environment at each age. And an example I like to give students is like, if you've ever babysat before and you got paid for it, you can actually get negotiate to get paid higher using one of these certificates that we offer at our campus, which is completely free. Like I would like to remind you guys. So yeah, any questions so far? If not, right now we're reviewing hospitality and culinary arts, which I remember sparked good interest in your guys' school. So we offer advanced culinary arts, professional bake shop, culinary nutrition. We've had students go into this program and start their own restaurants, their own cafes. We have had a student, her name is Chef Ree Sims. If you go on Instagram or any social media and type in Warung Riri, and I can actually type it in the chat later on. But if you type that in, you'll see that one of our students like created her own like fine dining restaurant after taking this culinary arts program. So yeah, I know this is like one of the programs that you wanted me to go over. So did I answer all your questions that you might have had? Anything I can clarify with this program?
Yeah, I think one of the questions that I had heard some folks ask about is about starting dates, right? And they weren't really sure, when the cycle was, other than like, only some classes were offered sometimes, and like, so I think that's one question.
Okay. So as far as like starting this program, in general, if you've never like taken culinary classes before and you want to start this program from scratch, you would have the opportunity to start that this summer. So starting, I believe June 6th is when we start like enrolling students into courses. And during the summer, that's when students can actually take that intro to hospitality and culinary arts, that like introduction course that all students need to take like completely online over the summer. So that's something that you can take a look out on. I'm going to review later on in this presentation, like how to actually like apply, enroll, and like basically how to connect your students to us. But yeah, does that answer your question so far though?
And is this, is this offered at like every campus, or is it, I know you mentioned some have specific focus, so.
Yeah, so let's see, just to answer your question real quick, hospitality and culinary arts, I know for sure is offered at ECC, Educational Cultural Complex 7, which is West City Campus in Point Loma. I believe some classes may be offered in number 3 Cesar Chavez campus. I've seen some classes there. And Mesa campus, San Diego Mesa College, at Mesa campus, it's offered there, because at San Diego Mesa College, that's actually where the associate's degree is offered, the 2-year college degree, and which is transferable too. They can start with our program, take culinary arts, get once they finish like about a 9 to 12 month program with us, completely free, they will have earned about 30 transferable college units if they wanted to get the associates later on. So that's like about like half of their course is already done and they didn't have to pay for it. So yeah, all right, cool. So let's see, we were on culinary and hospitality. All right, any other questions I can answer for now? No? Okay, cool. Just interrupt me anytime if you need me to stop. But business and accounting is like when I like to ask students like if you've ever thought about starting your own business one day, because we have like really great professors that have worked for venture consulting groups, venture capital groups. They know exactly what it takes to like start businesses, what investors are looking for, like how to procure resources, how to manage stakeholders, for example. These are all very technical terms that I learned like as a project management student that I took last semester, and I can tell you that was a really great program. But this is a good example of a student that took small business planning. Her name is Malik Bell, and this is her shop called Bell and Moon in La Jolla, in UTC Mall here in San Diego. And she sells like Turkish, high quality, eco-friendly Turkish cotton fabrics, and like I believe she took clothing and textiles too. So yeah, that's an example of that. So if you have students that are that have that entrepreneurial spirit, we have plenty of programs for them, including clothing and textiles. If they're very savvy, they like designer clothing, they want to start their own like clothing line one day. Clothing and textiles is a really great program. You might also have heard of it as fashion, but some products businesses have also happened here. We're also incorporating 3D printing now, and we're incorporating software so that you can actually design like the material and the clothes like directly onto a software, like as you see right here, and see exactly like how it's going to look before you touch like any physical fabric or product. So it's eco-friendly. It's a very sustainable program. See here, information technology and computers. A lot of these programs you can take online completely. So you can like become a desktop technician, network associate, cybersecurity analyst, like help prevent cyber attacks from happening and hacking from happening, which we're seeing a lot of nowadays. So a lot of demand is like in this field specifically. I can tell you this is like one of our most high paying fields that we offer at our institution. Let's see here. Automotive is another popular program that I remember you wanting me to elaborate on. So we offer quick service inspection technician. These are your regular day-to-day maintenance, automotive technician maintenance workers, automotive body and paint technician. If you like working with detailing the exterior of the car, how to design like the model and like how the car looks, automotive technician and service advisor are more advanced degrees. And you can do a lot of like really specific things with these. Like this is Brian, Professor Brian Cranston. He's our chair of the automotive department, and he actually administers the state exam for smog. So he's like one of those examples of people that we're able to hire like with our institution because we are state funded, and we're able to like he believes in our mission. Like he likes to go with us to high school sometimes and give this presentation. So hopefully that answered everything that you needed to know about automotive. Healthcare is in that Cesar E. Chavez campus that I told you about at Barrio Logan. So you can become a certified nursing assistant in a lot of different like areas such as like rehabilitative, acute care, and behavioral health. For example, elderly clients that need like day-to-day help, medical help, the health unit coordinator. Healthcare is like one of like the most in-demand fields nowadays. So yeah, we recommend students taking this one. Support services. So that was all the program areas that I just covered. Support services, because we don't like to leave students hanging. We do offer them, and we want to make sure students take advantage of them, because career and college transition services, as it is called now, actually has job developers so that they can actually sit down with you one-on-one and help you develop your resume, cover letter, interviewing skills, how to network, exactly where to look for specific jobs, because a lot of like different areas like require different things. Pathways, if you're a student that is experiencing homelessness, if you have refugee status, immigrant status, we can help you with that. DSPS, disability support services. We have plenty of accommodations for students, and SDCCE cares, food pantry program. We are creating like food pantries on all of our campuses just to make sure that we are able to help students with food insecurity as much as we can. And I believe that is everything. I'm gonna stop sharing right there just because I'm gonna copy and paste something on the chat, which is what I will leave you guys with. Basically, it's kind of like our digital media business card. But yeah, okay, this is when you can ask me any questions, anything like that.
Cool. Thank you so much for that. I want to just give some space to anybody wanting questions or ask mine.
There we go. And
Awesome.
I put the
Cool.
the
So one question that I think comes to mind is with regards to scheduling, right? A lot of our alumni may already have a job, right? Or coming from full employment into wanting to switch over to different career pathway, right? And so are there
Mhm.
any options for alumni with either a part-time or full-time work load, or even availability for, it sounds like a lot of the programs are free, so I don't know, it doesn't sound like cost might be an issue, but certainly I think, support for that, for their living and livelihood, right? Like to either find an alternative employment path that's more aligned with what they want to do, or even support while they're doing their program.
Mhm. Yeah. So scheduling, I can answer that actually. If
Mhm.
I can share my screen again. So let me share my screen. And it should be showing you the same screen that I was sharing before. So you can see academic areas, right?
Yes.
On here, the student can actually go on our website to start off, sdcce.edu, go down to academic areas. Let's take automotive, for example. They can go down here, click on any of our career training certificate programs that they might be interested in. Let's just say auto technician, and they'll be able to see here like how many hours per week it usually demands for each student, and how many hours in total, how many weeks in total they need to commit. If it seems like a big load for them, you can actually see in the other certificate programs like what might accommodate them better. 13 hours per week, for example, might look better than 25 hours per week. And here, excuse me, you can actually see the schedule. So if you click on information, you can see like when the classes take place. This one is in the morning, for example, and this one I believe is in the evening. There's some other ones in the evening. So it's pretty flexible. We try to offer as many options as we can for students. Yeah, and like as far as like scheduling goes, we always recommend students like check out counseling just to help them develop that educational plan, just to work around their other like priorities that they may have in their lives, and pathways obviously if they need like further like case management level services, such as like finding like housing stability, food insecurity, stuff like that. So I think that partially answers your question, right? At least.
Yes,
Is there
I
anything
think it
that you want
does.
me
Yeah.
to add? Okay.
I think, right. I think that's always a big concern just for folks who are looking to transition but aren't, you know, are, have responsibilities at home, for example.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Mhm.
Any
Yeah, we always
additional
understand.
questions? Sorry, go ahead.
I just had a clarifying
Oh, no,
question.
go ahead.
Oh, so the students, do they have to, is there a way for them to put like San Diego College of Continuing Education on their FAFSA, or that's not needed in these
It's not
programs?
needed because if we don't charge tuition for any of our programs, technically we don't really qualify as an institution, if that makes sense, to require a FAFSA department. So we basically, when it comes to FAFSA, we don't really need students to do anything about that. And I don't think you can even put it as an institution on your application. But if you do need FAFSA support, we can always connect you to any of our community colleges, like City Mason or Miramar. They all have FAFSA departments.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, that did. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of FAFSA, thank you for bringing that up, Val. We don't offer financial aid per se, but we do have grants that are sometimes offered like by the state. We get federal grants for our educational institution. Sometimes our students might qualify, and if our students like automatically qualify for specific grants, we will invite them like directly via email. So if they're in like financial need, for example, we'll be able to detect that with our system, and we'll be able to provide as much like funding as we can.
Oh, that's really great. What do you think I think you mentioned that some of the computer programs were really popular, right? But what are some of the other top fields that you all?
Top fields. I mean, it's a complicated question just because like I don't think I've ever like really thought about like our programs as like what's the best one or like what is the one that students usually go after. Because like we're a very like student-centered institution. So a student will come to us, we'll match them with like a counselor, job developer or whatever. And we try to like basically align what their natural strengths are with like our one-on-one like systems, and like try to figure out like basically like what the best programs are for them. And also like if they don't even like need to like retake some of these courses that they are overqualified for example. So we're a very student-centered institution. I can just say that whatever like strengths that this individual student has, we'll try to like get them into the highest position that they can qualify for at that moment. Like for example, like I can talk about accounting and business as like a great example of this. I took project management last semester, and there are no barriers to entry into our institution. You don't even like need to have a social security number, for example. But I went to the product management program. I already have my bachelor's, and all of my classmates already have like their grad degrees in that program, and they wanted to get that project management experience just so they're able to like have this further technical skill and like advance in their current career. So yeah, I guess that's like a very elaborated answer to that question. Basically, we're all about like whatever success means to the students.
Thanks for that. No, I think that's really great. Because even, I know today we were focusing on CE, right? But I think the next step also for just our alumni, especially those who are already a 2 or 4 year institution or about to graduate, will also benefit from continued education in expanding those skills that they need in the workplace and professional environments, right? So thank you for sharing that example. I'll open it once more for any questions. And before I share our last slide over here.
Okay. If I can do one more thing,
yeah,
I guess
sure.
if you guys wanted to help your students like apply, it's very easy. I just want to make sure you guys know that. You just go on our website, sdcc.edu. There's a big button on the right side that says apply online. You would click on here, complete a free application on step 1. And they can complete this application within, I guess, I would say 5 to 10 minutes. It asks like very little questions, and you're gonna get your student ID right away. And after that, all further steps that you need to take to enroll into the program and take classes is gonna be sent via email. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. I put the website on the chat there as well.
I think that sounds very approachable.
Yeah, very, very low barrier to entry.
Right. So, and I think one last thing, right? Like there aren't any, prerequisites or things like that to enroll in any of the beginning courses, right?
No, and going back to like how I answered one of your other questions earlier, they would basically like match with, like I would recommend that they go see a counselor first, and if, for example, if they want to go into the high school diploma program, they can like verify and assess like which courses that are not necessary for them to retake again, and which ones they've already may qualify for if they have already taken courses at a different higher educational institution in a different state, for example.
Oh, awesome. So with that, I think we'll end our presentation here. As always, I actually managed to paste all of your information on there, so it's nice and neat for everybody to see in case you're looking at the recording later on and you can't see the contact info, right? But the presentation you just saw is available there. Harley was doing our presentation today, so many thanks to that. And this is, he works with outreach services at San Diego College of continuing education. So that's their general email and their general number, right? And of course, if you want to, in particular, if you're in the San Diego area and you want to do a campus tour, I think it would be great for you to reach out to them and get that information. You could also follow them on their social media. And of course, my contact information is here as well. And you can make an appointment with me at any time to really talk through this opportunity, help you answer some of those questions, get in touch with Harley or someone in his office to support you with any questions that I can answer you, because we're really trying just to connect you to expand on your learning and your opportunities for the future, which you want to take that in a new direction. So many options to choose from. Thank you once again for joining us. And thank you, Lee, once again for presenting to our alumni. All right,
Great.
and then
Thank you,
that'll
guys.
be the end.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Reach out if you guys ever need anything.
For sure.
Bye, Brian.